Okay, so here we are on the ball. One of the things that you want to think about is being able to have somewhere that you can anchor your feet. Oftentimes I'll use my wall, and of course for running boards that's not so great, so you just decide what works for you. But good traction and shoes. You can do it without your shoes. A lot of people, can I do it with my bare feet? Absolutely you can. Just know that you're not going to have as much traction, so you can put a yoga mat down. Alright, we're going to start with the abdominal isolation, so we're going to lift our chest. We're going to hold our arms. You can put them here, you can put them here, or you can just leave them out in front. You're going to lift your chest, you're going to lean back, and you're going to hold. What I want you to do is find the place where it stops being more difficult here and starts being more difficult here. So you might have to lean back a little bit. Lift your chest, exhale, hold. Give me an 8-second hold, and lift up. Good. Come down, you sit down, you exhale and work, and that wasn't really work, it was rest because we're coming back up. Well, here you're going to little breaths. And what you're going to do is feel this tighten up even more. Inhale and exhale. How many you do? Part of the problem is 60% of Americans do exercise, but never more difficult than just getting by. So what happens is you come down here and you do a workout, you think, that was great, but it really wasn't hard enough for your body to respond. So what I want you to do is get to that point where you feel like, I could do 8 of these really well. Do 10. Okay? You get 10 down, I do 10 really well, do 12. And only continue to lift up till the last one. You don't change the repetitions until you feel like you've mastered all of them and it's no longer difficult. Add that next 2 reps when you feel like you've gotten that. Remember, it should be on the last one that you're like, wow, this is really the last one. Okay, if you're not getting to that point, really ask yourself, are you giving it everything you've got? So those are your abdominals. Now, of course, if you have neck issues, you can come down a little bit and you can use, there's a soft bounce that you kind of get. Don't want to bounce too much because you still want to do the work, but it's more assisted, so that's a modification. Now, for all you advanced folks out there, if you want to, you can get a weight and put it across your chest. And you got to be really careful because when you lean back, whoo, you don't want to do anything here to the chin and lift. Yes? Okay? So those are abdominals. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is back extensions. So this seems to be the trickiest one for a lot of people to figure out. First thing I always tell you is just anchor your feet up against something. You're going to get on the meaty part of your quads, so you got to kind of do a little jump. Now, one way that's most simple is to put your hands in front. If you've done yoga, you know this is a cobra pose. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades down and back and release and come down. So where are we going to breathe? We're going to breathe where? At the top. Perfect. So inhale and exhale, same thing. Now, if you're a little more advanced, you could add the shoulder contraction here. So this is adduction. You squeeze in the shoulder blades together. And remember to squeeze the glutes. You might feel it in the lower spine. That's okay. Now, maybe you're more advanced. If you wanted to, you could add the up. And that's just if you want to. You'd recognize it as laying on your belly. We do what's called Supermans. But this is just up. And you're going to add those arms. Now, obviously, in this one, you could add also small hand weights. But you want to be careful because you don't want to let those shoulders rock out because that's where people get hurt. The last one, and my absolute favorite, is the push-up. There are some things that just never change, and that is that a push-up is good for everything. Your upper body, core stability, just really intense, so it's good. Now, the thing that I like about the ball is you can make the push-up as difficult as you want. So for some of us, we're going to be mid-hip, and we're going to dip, keep our legs up, arms wide. Hopefully you saw that. Good. And your legs are going to go up. Now, for those of you who are more advanced, then you're going to take it more to top, bottom of the quad, just before the knee. You're not going to be on the knee joint. You want to stay off the knee joint. So you're going to either be before or after that. And again, hands wide. Exhale on the work. And then as you get better, the best part about this is you can continue to challenge yourself by taking it out farther and maybe even just putting your feet up and doing a regular push-up here. You could add a pike or a roll in. There's all kinds of ways to make that more difficult. So the 3 phases would obviously be layout, lengthen-wise. It's easy to do. Start with the top of your quads. As you get better, just roll down a little bit at a time. How do you know you're getting better? You can do 10 without feeling like you're out of breath. You're going to get a heart rate increase. One of the things I caution you about doing the push-up is to make sure that you don't roll back into that push-up position if you haven't caught your breath, because inevitably you're going to feel winded and you could possibly cause yourself to pass out. So don't do that. But just remember to think about giving yourself enough rest, roll back into it. You could also alternate the 4 or the 5 that we just got today. So you could do a lunge, a squat, a push-up, and that means a set of them, so 10 or 12, whatever works. You could do abs, back, and then start over, kind of in a circuit. And that's good for the mind. It kind of confuses your idea of, stagnant, doing the same thing over and over again. Just kind of mixes it up. It doesn't do anything dynamic for your muscles as far as, there's no, muscle confusion, I think is a word we've heard before, so you don't have to worry about that. But this just helps kind of keep it from being boring. And I know sometimes exercise, we don't want to do it because it's boring. So hopefully you enjoyed that. We're going to see more from the ball next week, and hope you're doing well.